everyone, welcome back to our kitchen. In today's video, we are making a top sirloin cap roast, also known as a picanha roast in the sous vide with a lemon caper sauce. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out our blog at justrealfood.com for more low-carb, keto, and carnivore recipes. So picanha is basically a top sirloin with a fat cap. If you ever seen sirloin roast at your butcher or Costco, make sure you do get the one with the fat cap if they have it, just because that fat cap adds a lot of flavor and tenderness to the roast. And I like picanha roast because it is a little bit more economical. The 8-pound piece that we bought, we cut into 4 individual pieces. So these are about 2-pound roasts, and this is more than enough food for Kevin and I for multiple days. I am making this in the sous vide. You can sous vide this for anywhere from 3 up to 36 hours. Okay, so let's get right into cooking and prepping the sirloin roast. So this is a really simple recipe to make. If you are new to sous vide, this is definitely something to get started with. All I seasoned the roast with was salt and pepper. Make sure you season both sides generously. I also added some garlic powder. I prefer to keep it really simple and have found that this is all you need to flavor meat. Now, if you have a vacuum sealer, go ahead and seal the meat. It is not required, so if you do not have one, I will show you a little technique called the water displacement method using just a Ziploc bag. Whatever method you use, the goal is just to make sure that the meat is completely sealed and airtight. Place your meat into the Ziploc bag. It should fit comfortably without being stuffed at the edges. For reference, this is a large size Ziploc bag and approximately 2-pound roast. Seal the Ziploc bag and leave 1 inch unsealed. Now fill a pot with water, leaving approximately 2 inches of space at the top. I am just using my Instant Pot. Whatever pot you use, just make sure that the Ziploc bag fits inside and the meat is completely submerged without being squished to the edges. Once the meat is fully in the water, slowly seal up the remaining inch that was left over earlier. Do this slowly and gently. Remember that the goal is to get all of the air out of the bag. And as you can see here, this is how we get to this result, a fully air vacuumed Ziploc bag. Now turn on the sous vide to the desired water temperature. I am cooking this to 135 degrees, which is about medium rare. One tip, there should be enough space so that the heating element of the sous vide does not touch the bag. You want enough space for the water to circulate around the meat. Mine was a tad bit tight here, so Kevin actually used a wire rack as a separator so that the heating element did not touch the bag. This piece of beef was in the sous vide bath for almost 24 hours now. You definitely don't have to go up to 24 hours. It does depend how much time you have. But obviously, if you have more time and you want a more tender piece of beef, then the longer you sous vide, the better. You can go up to even 36 hours if you have the time. So for a 36-hour sous vide, you would want to prep the sous vide in the morning, and then the next day for dinner is when it would be ready to put into the oven and serve. So now I'm just gonna take the beef out of the sous vide bath and pat it really dry. Now, once you are done sous videing, there are 2 options. I personally just threw this under the broiler for a couple of minutes to get that nice color on the outside. You can also sear the roast directly on the stovetop. I'm just gonna pat the beef really dry with some paper towel. You can turn the beef juices into a gravy or kind of like an au jus. I'm just gonna set it aside for now. Now I'm just gonna put the beef onto a 9 by 13 inch baking sheet. I'm gonna place it onto a rack just so the air can circulate evenly. And we're gonna throw this into the broiler just to finish it off and get some nice color on the outside. And also sear the roast directly on the stovetop. But sometimes I find with searing on the stovetop, it just leads to a bit of an oily mess all over the kitchen. Now before carving, I would recommend letting the roast set for about 5 to 10 minutes, and in the meantime, we can make the lemon caper sauce. This is a really simple one. All I added was capers with the juice. Alternatively, you could make a chimichurri style sauce. I just like this one because it doesn't require any cooking, but this one is really zesty and it pairs really well with the beef. A little bit of avocado oil, you can use any form of fat, zest of a lemon, as well as some lemon juice. I also added some chopped garlic. I also added a little bit of dried parsley and dried chives. You can use any seasonings to your taste and tolerance. Look at this beautiful roast. Throwing it under the broiler to finish is my favorite technique. It brings the meat to life and it gets that beautiful, beautiful brown crust that we're going for. My only tip here is to make sure you slice across the grain. Because we sous vide this picanha roast for 24 hours, it came out extremely, extremely tender. You don't have to go for 24 hours, 3 hours is probably enough, but the longer you can go for, the better the result will be. Anywhere up to 36 hours. I would say you don't really need to go beyond 36 hours. If you're looking for the full recipe instructions, don't forget to check out the blog at justrealfood.com. I'm so excited to try this. It is actually 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to film this before the baby wakes up, but I'm gonna break my fast with this roast and go right in for a nice piece. Gotta go for the piece with the fat cap. Oh, that came out super moist. I love it. The sous vide just elevates this to the next level. Sometimes when you buy sirloin roast, it can be a little bit on the drier side. So definitely a low and slow method is the way to go. If you have leftovers, one thing you can do is that you can chop these into little cubes and basically scramble them with your eggs the next morning if you have leftovers. So this is a great cut for entertaining if you're on a ketogenic or carnivore diet, but other people in your family are not. If you like this video today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments below whether picanha steak is a staple in your diet. If you like this video today, I think you will like another one of our beef recipe videos made by Kevin, which is our smoky beef back ribs. Click on the link on the screen to check it out. Until next time.